Jesus Christ.
We're going to have to go in the house. All right.
Aw.
Where's the rock band?
Shut up, car. Trying to film. God damn it. Oh. Okay. Thank you. What's up, all you chainsaw maniacs out there? Fat Samurai Guy here with Lady Fat Blood, and the cranky critic has returned. He has returned. We have just got out of the theater of the greatest film,
Resident Evil,
of all time.
the final chapter.
Film of the year. Film of the year.
Oscar nominated.
Oscar nominated.
That's how you do it. That's how you finish a franchise.
That's how you do it. That's what you do. I can't even. I can't. Oh, God.
Jesus.
Wow.
Okay.
Go.
Yeah.
Okay, first off, I'm going to bring in my little scent here. This is a franchise I actually came to enjoy, and therefore I wanted to like this film, and therefore I was looking forward to a few things with this film.
Okay.
There has been some establishment. I didn't like it from the first film when I was a big Resident Evil fan with the games, but as time went on, it became nostalgia. Be happy that you've got this franchise, that the characters have moved on, and they've stuck around, and you've got 6 movies. Wow, great, amazing. However, this film did what?
Oh,
Everything wrong?
Everything wrong.
Did nothing.
Oh my God.
The story. There was a story here, right?
No.
No. I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna put my 2 cents in. There were literally stretches of this film, and I'm talking within the first 20 to 30 minutes, and then stretches throughout the remainder of the film that felt like they didn't have a script, and they just filmed Mila Jovovich walking around, looking at stuff and looking for stuff, and then getting knocked out, and then waking up somewhere else. It was like they had no story, and they're just like, okay, well, we got to start filming this movie, so go.
If you are a fan of this franchise and you're looking forward to this last film, there is a little bit in there for you. However, the problem is they first started off with the number one thing you don't do. Completely ignore the last movie.
And this is not like somebody took over and just said, okay, we don't like what shit Anderson is doing, so we're just going to go off and do our own thing. This is the same guy, the same crew, the same writer that came back and did all this. I hope you weren't invested with anything that happened in 4 and 5. I hope you didn't give a shit about the finale in 5 and was curious to see where that was going. I hope you weren't giving a shit about the relationship they developed with the little girl and Mila in 5. I hope you didn't like Ada or Leon or any of that shit.
No, because nobody's here. No one returns.
I hope you didn't like Chris Redfield.
Oh, God. I mean, did these games go off and do their thing? I'm sorry, did these movies go off and do their thing? Yes, they did. They didn't really follow the games.
And that's fine.
You know, a lot of diehard, video game fans of the Resident Evil series, they hate these movies. But then you have the other half like us that's just like, fuck it, whatever. Let's just keep watching.
Mine was fun.
We find some entertainment out of them. I mean, we all agree they're not great films.
No.
But we can get mindless entertainment out of it. Now, we just recently watched all 5 to prepare for this awesome film that we've seen today. And, the first one is probably the best one overall, only because it's heavy connection to the games, but yet it still drew itself back and reserved itself with a lower budget, trying to keep itself where it could be. It was just really generic, but not really the worst thing ever. 2, there was a lot of action in 2. Brought out the more game aspect that people could recognize. You get the nemesis and stuff like that.
Dumb as fuck.
But it was dumb, but I was just a little bit bored with it. But it's not the worst thing ever. 3 really detracted from looking like the games and anything, and a lot of people, the audience was separated by that. We actually rewatching it again. Me and Lady Fat Blood actually enjoyed it. 3. Felt like a film. Yeah.
It felt like overall a more competent film.
Yeah. It felt more, more, actually better, well-paced. Yes. I wasn't bored at all with 3. And 3 is not a great movie either, but it just felt like, hey, that wasn't that bad. Oh, the movie's over already? Oh, that's how we felt. It actually had a lot of practical gore effects. We had some squibs in there.
A little bit.
And I was, it's not that bad, not that bad. And then we get to the fourth movie.
Fourth movie did a 3D gimmick. 3D was brand new. It just came out.
The Avatar cameras that were used in Avatar. We got them now.
A lot of movement. There wasn't much movement because of the heavy cameras that they had, but a heavy amount of slow motion, which requires you to watch the movie in 3D because otherwise there is nothing going
The
forward.
movie is 1 hour and 36 minutes long, and it feels like it's pushing 2 hours because of the slow motion. The most boring action sequences you'll ever see if you're not watching
just to create an image that was depth, perspective related, and that's the only thing it held on to.
Now, I did enjoy the beginning of that movie though, with all the multiple Milas running around. It was so ridiculous that all the clone Milas showed up, and we had this big action sequence. It was just fun to watch that, but the rest of the movie was boring.
But what does this franchise do? It writes itself into a corner each film, and it quickly has to hit the reset button. Yeah. And it did it big time in 4. It kind of did it a little bit in 5.
Now, in 5, what did Wesker do at the end of the film? Just a quick recap for those that don't remember 5 that well.
Well, throughout the whole film of 5, he was actually trying to get, he was almost like, why are you helping the crew out in a little bit, in somewhat of a way? Because that's why he wants them to come to DC. It's like he's kind of helping them. What did he do?
The big cliffhanger was he gave Alice her powers back with the T-virus, and so
telekinetic superpowers.
Correct. And therefore, because he needs her to be able to save humanity.
And the film ends on a cliffhanger with them outside, in Washington, D.C. with Ada and with Leon and with everybody else.
With Jill Valentine.
And much like the ending of 4, you zoom out and there's all these swarms of creatures coming in at them. And you think, hey, that's going to be the next film. Yeah. Was it the next film?
Oh, man.
A little bit of a spoiler here. The movie completely tells you forget the ending of the last movie right within the first 15 minutes of the film.
Pretty much.
Doesn't even say that it was truthful. It says you thought he did that and he tricked you. And it was like, okay, you just tricked the audience.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we did our 10-second, where's this character and where's that character? And that was gone.
Yeah.
They didn't even mention what happened. Like, she didn't care about what happened to any of the characters established in 5. Claire Redfield didn't give 2 fucks about what happened to her brother from 4. It didn't matter. None of it mattered.
Yeah, none of it mattered.
They gave a 3-second story of why Claire wasn't in the 5th movie. She was
she got taken
and picked up from the Arcadia, and then dropped in Raccoon City because they fought the crash. Yeah. So the film tries to connect, but does such a loose ability. It does a loose connection to be able to do that. The problem with the movie is, you have generations that have changed over the past 15 years these films have been released, or so on, how many years the movie's been released. And the editing style has changed to where this movie is so fast-paced, it does a detriment to the film.
Oh.
The editing is so fast, it beats Michael Bay's, average of a second and a half per shot. Literally, there are times in this film where the shot is not even milliseconds long. And it's trying to give you an action sequence that you cannot follow because you've just seen 5 cuts in 2.5 seconds.
Yeah. Tons of stupid jump scares.
Visual overload.
Stupid.
Some of the worst
audio overload.
Some of the worst action sequences, some of the most poorly edited fight sequences I have seen in a very long time. I was actually thinking the Bourne films have a run for their money.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of horrible quick cut, shaky cam.
I would have to say this is worse than the Bourne films.
Much worse.
This is worse. I mean, when she was fighting the Asian martial arts soldier.
Oh no!
Holy shit, guys!
Just your eyes suddenly go. Brrr.
There's nothing.
That's the editing for the.
I had to look down a couple of times because I was starting to just like my brain is shutting off.
Yeah, quick cut editing. Tons of shaky cam really was ruining a lot of these hand-to-hand fight combat sequences. And here's the thing. We all went into this movie kind of expecting the same.
We knew it was not going to be good.
We were kind of expecting mindless entertainment, mindless action.
Dumb story, dumb characters, dumb dialogue.
Yeah.
And an ending.
Yeah, that's all we really were expecting, and we got an ending.
There is an ending.
And you were satisfied with the ending.
If you're a fan of this franchise, you get an ending, but you can skip the entire film and go to the last 20 minutes of the movie and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because the lead up to the story to get there really does nothing. It's just mindless decapitations that aren't even really that good because you can't have time to see what's going on. The shots are quick. There aren't really any monsters that are from the franchise to connect.
We were laughing a few times because literally there'd be a zombie coming out, blah, jump scare, and then we were laughing at that. We were like, come on, we just had like a zombie battle. Why do we have this like 5 seconds afterwards? Got a blah, and then after we got done laughing, 5 seconds after that, we had another blah, and we were just like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Some of the deaths are pointless.
Yeah.
Some of the deaths you don't care about because there was no characterization between the scenes.
No.
Literally, characters would talk for 10 to 15 seconds, maybe 30 at max, and you're supposed to care about these characters already?
Yeah.
There's no characterization in the film. The film tries to speed along so quickly from action to action to action that you finally get to the end. You basically told all your fans, we didn't care about you here. We're trying to bring new kids into this. No. And the editing, I believe, was the #1 detriment for the entire film.
And this is one of the, this is, in my opinion, this is the worst attempt at a story. And these movies are not known for their Academy Award winning stories. So make no mistake when I say this, I was not expecting a great story. I was expecting a competent story. I was not expecting the religious undertones. There was a character in here with he had crosses put on this inside this tank, and he was quoting Bible quotes. And why did they try to set up this Claire Redfield boyfriend? Oh, but he's really a traitor storyline. And oh, guess what? Alice has been a clone this whole time. And the Red Queen was her. Oh my God. It's some of the worst, most, they tried. I've never seen somebody try so hard at not trying at all.
Yeah. They tried to make a story.
She just gave away something, so fuck spoilers. Fuck spoilers. Who cares about this fucking movie?
No.
So if there's any Ruby Rose fans out there, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No
if you loved her from Orange is the New Black, or if you loved her in the Triple X movie, I'm sorry.
Go see John Wick. She'll be fine in that.
Hopefully. But yeah, sorry. Just no character development, no story. But here's the thing. All the other movies, like you brought up earlier, they're not known for all of that. But here's the thing: we at least expected big dumb fun, and we didn't get that. No. There's so much action in here, and this has come from me. Okay, the movie dojo guy. All right, you guys know me. All right, the action guy, or the junkie here, John Woo. You know what I'm saying, representing. And I love. I could just highlight a movie and be like, oh, this movie was so awesome. It had nonstop action. This movie's got nonstop action, but I was bored out of my fucking mind.
We got one scene with dual guns.
Yeah.
Where she had it the whole film in the other movies. Shotguns, double barrel, whatever it was. Now, one shot, bang, 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 to a character or a creature we've never seen before that I don't see that connects to the franchise.
I was fucking bored.
It was boring.
I was bored.
It was boring action.
The look of the film is awful.
Dreary.
Resident Evil 2 felt more like Paul Anderson's Resident Evil films than this one did.
Yeah.
This was directed by Anderson, and this movie is confounding how awful it looks.
Was he trying to make it look like 3? Because 3 had that post-apocalyptic Mad Max look.
I don't think
this movie shows a low budget. Yes. You can see the horizon that didn't have a lot of going on it. It was a lot of close sets.
The visual, the CG monsters didn't look that great either.
And they weren't spectacular. It was a low budget film, which of course always gives you reasons why the actors and the characters aren't there.
Yeah.
And they got to build a story around that. But here's the thing: it's like you've just done 4 and 5, which you did rather well, with being able to pull a story out and get some characterization going, even though you get some dumb Sony characters that are just cannon fodder or background, red shirts, like I'd call them. But this film had nothing beyond the villain and the main character. Even Claire Redfield, she was just so loosely put in there and quickly thrown in and thrown out. There was no strength and connectivity at all.
Yeah. And Ian Glenn, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Hey, Mr. Glenn, I appreciated you channeling your inner Mr. Powell that you played in Lara Croft Tomb Raider. Hey, I'll be happy to see you on Game of Thrones again, buddy.
Yeah.
You know, I enjoy your villainry, though. I appreciate it now.
Just to show how awesome Ian Glenn is, he didn't phone it in this movie.
Oh, he chewed the scenery.
He chewed the scenery.
Which is what you want in a piece of
but
shit
he
like
didn't
this.
look bored and just like, why am I here? He at least gave effort.
He
so
took over from the
yeah.
subdued Wesker that we got in this one. I
yeah.
enjoyed the awful Wesker in 4 and 5.
Okay.
Wesker was always awful.
Any Wesker fans out there, I'm sorry. He had the worst death scene in this movie. Wesker, the guy had fucking superpowers, okay, from 4, could teleport or whatever the fuck he was doing, martial arts, all that. He had superpowers, he could dodge bullets and shit. Gets killed by an elevator door. Are you serious? An elevator door?
It helps.
Oh my god.
It does, yeah.
They just gave up, man.
They didn't. No, they just.
I actually didn't mind the ending either. It was kind of what happened after the ending was kind of like
Yeah, it was kind of quick, but you could tell it's for today's audience of no attention spans, no ability to be able to hold on to something that has no weight.
Yeah.
So they just rush through the action scene after scene after scene.
Well, I'm talking about sequel bait again.
Yeah,
they still sequel baited this movie, guys.
It's not a cliffhanger. And it's not really a ending of all endings. Like to say, there's a little tidbit we get to continue.
It's not the Star Trek 6 ending where you know it's final.
Yeah.
There's nothing like that.
But it's close.
It's just oh.
Oh, and hey, I'd like to thank the filmmakers for explaining to me in words that fans can suck people into them. I didn't know that. Thanks.
There's the Star Trekism in explaining it to the audience of what's about to happen.
So no story, uninspired action sequences. I was bored out of my mind. Didn't care about the characters. There is an ending. The villain tries.
It was not visually
mild surprises that were here and there, but not much beyond what this own story built for itself.
Right.
I mean, the one scene I have an issue with was where Mia Jovovich, Alice, was on the walkie-talkie telling them everything to do. Open the gate. Close the gate. Shoot him down. Do this. Do that. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
And it was a mindless action scene trying to be big.
Right.
Even the girl dying at the gate turned around obviously is going to get killed. You're not paying attention.
Oh, God.
I mean, are we dumb?
Yeah.
How can you film this?
Yeah.
And then just let me tell you what to do. And on the radio, get back, come back inside, go.
What
run
about
now.
what about the pointless character of why is she in charge and I don't trust her? What about him? He got killed by a fucking dog, a zombie dog, and then we had another zombie jump scare scene with him, and then he was dead. I was really?
And the shot when the dog was underwater, did I really have to go through the rib cage of the dog?
Yes, because the movie's filmed in 3D.
It was absolutely pointless.
Visually, this looks nothing like the way they filmed. 4 and 5 were clearly filmed for 3D with 3D. This movie, I cannot imagine the convulsions people will go through watching this in 3D. This is I'm sorry if you guys watch this in 3D.
Yeah, so
what do you give it?
Fuck.
I'm going 1.
Woo!
Fuck it.
One out of 5.
1 out of 5.
What are you giving it?
For a fan of the franchise, hoping to have a final sequel, I'm going to give it a 2.
Okay.
He's nice.
Because I'm being nice. Because I actually enjoyed that they gave it an ending, which
kind of
was the only point.
Yeah.
The only point that redeemed the film. Because they finally gave 1 or 2 shots flashbacking to 1. And it's like, okay, here we are, finally, the end of this whole chapter and this whole story. Yeah. What are you going to give me? They did give you something. It has a little bit of merit. It just isn't a ton. So don't expect too much. As a fan, it's a disappointment. But as a franchise, I'm satisfied-ish.
Oof, man,
fuck.
What
are you giving it?
I don't recommend you guys see this movie. If you're a completist and you have all the movies,
I will buy it. Me, it's completist. I own RoboCop 2.
Then
I like
you own RoboCop 3, buddy.
I own RoboCop 3.
There you go.
There it is.
He owns Jaws the Revenge.
Oh man.
Well, nothing touches Jaws.
Shit.
Give it to him. Come on.
Oh,
the editing trash.
fuck.
The editing makes the movie trash.
You gave it a 1?
Oh yeah.
I gave it a 2.
Fuck.
Meet him in the middle.
1.5.
There you
Yeah.
go.
1.5.
Right, meet it in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
It has what going for it? Just the ending. Just the ending. The credits scroll, and if you are a fan, stay to the end of the credits.
It's just
the
No,
ending.
don't stay to the end of the credits. No.
it's so worth it.
Oh my god.
After that scene, though, that was great. When that scene came on and we were walking out of the theater, we were all like, fuck you. So, yeah, fuck. It's sad because you don't really have to have a big budget to tell a decent average story. I mean,
This doesn't even have 3D going for
come
it.
on, you got zombies, you got big-ass tanks with Gattling guns and rocket launchers. She's got a 3-barrel shotgun. This should all be gold, people. This should be gold. So, yeah, that's our thoughts. If you guys have seen this movie, let us know what you guys thought about it in the comments below. But, yeah, Jesus. But until then, any final words? Anything?
Go watch Jaws of Revenge.
You know what? You'll get more entertainment out of it. Shit, you get more entertainment out of RoboCop 3. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you guys next time.